Ask Me Anything by Redical. I am a 7-11 employee that stood up against a robber who shot at me 3 times. Ask Me Anything. I'm doing this in response to a comment I left on another post. I guess I unintentionally hijacked the post and felt that it should be moved here to answer all the questions being asked. The link to that comment is here. It has the video from the news report and proof that it's me in it. So I guess all that is left to say is ask me anything. Edit. Alrighty then. It's been a good 2.5 hours now and I appreciate all the comments and questions. Thanks for all the goodwill and funny jokes. I had a lot of fun with this, but I got laundry and some housework to do. Take care, Reddit, and keep being awesome. You said you didn't see any bullet holes and you thought the gun was plastic. What was going through your mind when you found out that the gun was real? Well, when he first shot, I noticed that the gun barely made a sound. I glanced up to where I thought he shot and didn't see any hole. That's when I thought this a-hole is trying to rob me with a toy cap gun. Or hell no. I stood up and started telling him off and he eventually left. When the cops pointed out the bullet holes to me, I was like shit. Maybe that wasn't the smartest thing to do. I was a little shaken that it was real, but I just told myself that it's over. You're okay. And then just started getting on with my night. Even though you didn't flinch, did you at least feel scared or panicky during this incident? During the whole incident, I was confident that it was a toy, so I was in no danger. It's hard to explain, but once my mind was set on it being fake, I just started yelling at him and was basically just pissed he would try something like that. What would you do if a gun-wielding robber attacked your store tomorrow? Depends on if he has a convincing enough weapon, lol. In all seriousness though, if it happened again I probably won't push my luck. I know you never got the rest of your shift off, but did you receive a thing like a reward? Maybe a free soda? I get all the free Big Gulp, Slurpee, coffee and taquitos I want just for working there. But no, I didn't receive anything for that. How fresh are the taquitos? And should I eat them? Never. I usually give them away for free on my shift because of how old they are. Anyone who is willing to risk that deserves that much at least. What did the bullets hit? The first one went into the ceiling. The second one went into the lottery board behind me and the third one went into the card reader in front of me. When you show the video to women, do you get insta-laid? It's happened twice. I don't go out too much because of school and work, but I've been able to use that a couple of times. What were you protecting? Why not just give him the money? It's really hard to explain, but since I thought it was fake, it was a matter of honor or principle. I wasn't going to let some a-hole take anything from me using a toy. If I had realized it was a real weapon, I'd have definitely given him the money. Ever have any fears, concerns that he'll come back? For a few days I did, but once I heard he had moved on to a different city I wasn't too worried about it. I was like his 4th robbery out of about 5 or 6. I work overnights at a 7-11. I got robbed at gunpoint a few years ago. Your story kicks the shit out of mine though. Guy just pointed the gun at me and I was like, you want the change too? I mean, that's still pretty cool. Being a sarcastic dong as opposed to being a scared beach. Were you browsing on Reddit on your laptop before he threw it on the ground? Also, why not take your laptop? No, I believe I was on Facebook. I didn't discover Reddit for about 6 months after that. I don't know why he didn't take it. It is a pose, but it still works great. Ask me anything request. Robber who shot at you 3 times. That would make my day. What is the store's policy on handling holdups? If your actions went against it, did you face any disciplinary action? I basically did everything you're not supposed to do, but somehow I didn't get fired. Any aftershock? The first few hours I was pumped up on adrenaline, but after that I pretty much just went back to business as usual. I didn't want this to affect me in such a way that I couldn't go on with my life. Too bad it wasn't a machete, or Reddit would have donated $50k to you. 65k. Do you think that he was actually going to shoot you? Or was it an intimidation thing that he tried on you? I think it was more of an intimidation thing. He didn't fire his gun at any of the other stores he stood up. I was the only one that didn't do what he said, so he just tried to up the ante, I guess. Has the experience made you more fatalistic and open to doing dangerous things? If so, want to get ducked by a strange man from the internet? Not so much. I pretty much have the same desire to do dangerous things as I did before that incident. And no thanks on the strange internet man rendezvous. I've been in this 7-11 several times before. Small world. Smaller downriver. Unless you come in on weekday nights, you probably won't see me there, lol. That's against company policy. Did they fire you? No. My boss lectured me for a bit, but the company was more mad about me doing the news interview. Apparently that is also against company policy. Do you plan on using this story to attract females? I have, and it has worked a few times. Do you have any trouble finding a pair of pants that fit over top of those massive balls? Nah. Sweet pants work great, lol. How long have you been a 7-11 employee? Why are you a 7-11 employee? And have they hooked you up with anything for protecting the store, like a raise? Free slushies? I've been there almost 5 years now. I had to work there as a second job to help support my family when my stepdad bailed on us for a summer. When I got offered full-time and a raise, I was able to quit my other job and make just as much working only there. I pretty much stay there instead of getting a new job because it works so well around my school schedule, plus I get paid to basically browse Reddit all night. What did your family friends think after the incident? Were they upset that you risked your life or just felt proud? My friends called me a dumbass, badass, and other such things. When I told my mom about it, the first thing she said was, "Is the laptop alright?" I was laughing so hard at her on the inside, but everyone was concerned for the most part. After a while, it has just become a big joke that we bring up every once in a while. Apu? Silent alarm activated. You are lucky they didn't have a machete. From what I've seen lately, those can hurt. Were you even supposed to be there that day? Yep, I work every weeknight. When I was 18 years old and out of high school, I worked the night shift at 7-11. We had a lot of problems with scheduling and hiring enough people to work nights. So it wasn't uncommon for me to work 50-60 hours weeks. After working 2 weeks straight every night, I finally had just one night off and I planned to do absolutely nothing. But sadly, I lived only a block from the store, so if someone didn't show up for a shift, I was the one they called to cover. It is illegal to have only one employee working a night shift. There has to be 2 or more, or else the store will be closed until someone can come in to cover. So on this night off of mine, Ying, a night shift co-worker, called me to say that Peter didn't come in. I told her to call someone else and hung up the phone. Later in the morning, I went over to the 7-11 to pick up some milk. A morning shift co-worker, Jen, was working, and when she saw me, she came rushing over excitedly. She asked me if I worked last night. I said no. She said that after Peter had finally shown up and the store was reopened. 2 men armed with a rifle and a shotgun. I know nothing of guns. I'm just going off what she told me. Robbed poor Ying and Peter and emptied the cash registers. And no one was hurt. Thankfully. But Ying has PTSD after that and moved away. I quit a few weeks after that due to numerous death threats and other shenanigans by people that made me feel as though that wasn't the best work environment. In night shifts, you get a lot of drunks and other bad elements from the city, so death threats were a regular occurrence. Thank you very much for the Ask Me Anything. It is a very interesting read. Edit. I forgot to mention that I'm really glad that I didn't go in that night. Obviously. I can only imagine what might have happened. I can't watch the video. At work, what did you say to him? Basically it was along the lines of, seriously, you're not getting anything from me with that toy gun. GTFO. Just stuff like that. The robber's face after Suburban Hero told him to GTFO. okface.com link. If Oprah will buy something on 7-11, what do you think would it be? We got these nifty remote helicopters, so she might buy some of those. Why do you think he refrained from just shooting you in the face? He wasn't a killer. He was probably some douche looking for a quick buck. Deep down, If I knew that this was the only time he did that, I would like to think that he was just desperate to support his family or whatnot and this was the last resort for him. But since I know that he hit up several other stores, he is just a prick. Do you have as hard of a time telling when people are bluffing when you play poker? You are the first white person I've ever seen working a 7-11. Not a question. Just wanted to congratulate you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for 3 videos a day.